watch fans, this is Anders here on Time and Crown channel. Today a long-term review, a long-term look back into a watch I have had in my collection for 5 years now. This is my Grand Seiko SBGA211, the more famously known Snowflake. This is probably the most iconic Grand Seiko watch ever made, and it is the watch that really pushed Grand Seiko when they relaunched the brand to become an international luxury watch brand a few years ago. In this video I'm going to cover the brief history of the Grand Seiko Snowflake, the spring drive movement, my pluses and minuses with this watch after 5 years of ownership. Let's start with the information about this particular watch, this particular model. So it is called the Grand Seiko SBGA211 Snowflake. It is called the Snowflake because of the dial, this beautiful white silvery textured dial, which is meant to resemble the snow-covered mountain tops of the Hokata Mountains in Japan. Another very big feature of this watch is of course the spring drive movement. This is one of the watches that really pushed this very unique and ingenious movement from Grand Seiko. And of course that it's made in titanium is also a big point of this watch. So it measures 41 millimeters in diameter, 49 millimeters lock tip to lock tip, 12.5 millimeters in height. You have a 20 millimeter lock opening and a screw down crown which measures 5 millimeters in diameter. The watch is made entirely in high-grade titanium, which makes the watch very lightweight. Sapphire crystal on both sides, 100 meters of water resistance. It is Zaratsu polishing, this very famous way of polishing watches. It takes approximately 1 year to become a Zaratsu polisher craftsman within Seiko, Grand Seiko. This is this high polish type of polish, so you see the case, although very scratched after 5 years of use, it is high polished. And you also see especially the hands and the hour markings, as well as the Grand Seiko logo at 12 o'clock, high polish, beautiful Zaratsu finishing. The watch has a power reserve complication, indicating when it's all the way down here that it's fully wound to 72 hours of power. Then you have a enlarged date window at 3 o'clock. Inside of the watch is the spring drive movement. This is the 9R65. This is a movement with approximately 200 parts. It is a high beat movement, as you see, and it's a fusion between mechanical and quartz movements. So you have this beautiful smooth movement of the heat blued second hand, as you see here. And it is accurate to plus or minus 1 second per day, or approximately 15 seconds per month. Now let's just talk a little about the spring drive movement before we talk about the Grand Seiko Snowflake watch, and then get into my pluses and minuses about this particular watch I have had in my collection for 5 years. So the work on the spring drive movement, it started in the 1970s, approximately 1977, when the concept was made by Yoshikazu Akahane, who is now dead. According to the story, he never actually saw the spring drive movement, which he spent approximately 25 years developing, being used commercially. It was introduced in 1999 commercially, but was launched on a wider scale in 2004. So that is one of the very unique points of this Grand Seiko Snowflake, the spring drive movement, which is now used in a lot of other watches. Now let's talk a little about the Grand Seiko Snowflake watch. It was actually launched only domestically in Japan in 2005 as the SBGA211. That was back when Grand Seiko was actually with the logo, a subsidiary to Seiko watches. So they had Seiko, and then at 6 o'clock it said Grand Seiko. In 2010 they launched the Snowflake internationally, and in 2017 Grand Seiko they rebranded became more of an unique, independent brand within the Seiko Corporation, and they changed the logo to the GS logo with the Grand Seiko at 12 o'clock and no Seiko apart from the Seiko in Grand Seiko on the dial. Now the watch comes on a titanium bracelet. This is the original bracelet. You see it scratches very easily because it's made of titanium. 2 push button release. No micro adjustments, and that is my biggest gripe with this bracelet. The quality is pretty okay. The look is okay, but no micro adjustment actually means I never actually managed to find the perfect fit for my wrist size. So I actually wear the watch without the bracelet, and let's just talk about the bracelet when we come to my pluses and minuses about this watch after 5 years of ownership. On the leather strap you see the weight here, and because the watch is made of high-grade titanium, it's less than 60 grams, which is very light for a watch of this size. The bracelet itself weighs approximately 40 grams, so we're talking approximately 100 grams on the bracelet. This is the Grand Seiko SBGA211 Snowflake on my 17 cm wrist circumference. You can see I wear it on a Vario Italian leather strap. I think this fit is perfect. On your screen now you can also see that I have been wearing the watch on a Montreux white rubber strap. This is an American FKM rubber strap, Montreux. So now let's conclude the video with the biggest pluses and the biggest minuses that I have experienced with the Grand Seiko Snowflake after 5 years of ownership. So one of the biggest pluses in my opinion is that it's a very different watch. The design, the look, it's so different from what we see usually from Switzerland, and it makes it a very unique and iconic watch in my opinion. This is, in my opinion, a true iconic Japanese luxury watch. Second big plus is of course the dial. As I mentioned during this video, the dial is one of the highlights with this snowflake style dial. It looks so beautiful and it just really plays with the light. On a distance it looks white. You get a little bit closer, it has this beautiful texture. My third biggest plus is of course the spring drive movement. It's such a beautiful movement, it's very accurate and it's so easy to operate. And with 72 hours of power reserve, as you can see here with the power reserve indicator, I think it's just the perfect movement for one of these watches because it makes it a no hassle watch. It's so easy to just wind the watch and wear it. You have a power reserve of 3 days. Now of course the Zaratsu finishing, which is a highlight of this watch. You can see how it really plays with the studio lights here. This is very unique to Grand Seiko and very unique to this watch. Even the rehord, as you see inside of the watch, it's so high polished. It just looks amazing. And my fifth greatest point of this watch is that it's very light on the wrist, as we saw before on a leather strap, less than 60 grams. On the titanium bracelet, approximately 100 grams. That is so light and it just makes it so nice to wear on the wrist. And after wearing this watch, when I put on a stainless steel watch, it just feels very heavy on my wrist. I must say I really do enjoy the lightness of the Grand Seiko Snowflake. So it can lay in my watch box for quite some time, but when I put the watch on my wrist, I really enjoy wearing it. So it's a mainstay in my collection, and I really think all serious watch collections should have at least one Grand Seiko watch. So I also have 3 points of why this is quite an annoying watch at times. So the first thing, as I mentioned, the bracelet. I don't really like this bracelet, especially because we don't have any micro adjustments. Also the clasp, with this part of the clasp really just going out here, you can easily get something stuck underneath. No micro adjustments. Although it's light, and I don't really have any problems with the design, the look of the bracelet, no micro adjustments is a huge minus in my opinion. The second thing I think is something they could have done a little bit better is the size. This is of course in some ways a sports watch because you have a power reserve of 72 hours. You also have 100 meters of water resistance and a screw down crown. But it is essentially an everyday watch or even a dress watch. And for that type of watch, I think it's just a little too big. I think 39 millimeters in diameter would have been perfect. Also 49 millimeters lock tip to lock tip, that is quite a lot. Maybe 47 millimeters or 46.5 millimeters would have been much better. I think, although I really do enjoy wearing this watch, they made it a little too big, so that's my second gripe with this watch. And then the third thing is the winding. I do enjoy the movement. The crown action is pretty nice, but the sound, it sounds like an old tractor from Eastern Germany or Romania or something during communism. Let me just bring it to the microphone. For a luxury watch with such beautiful details as the dial, the heat blue second hand and the Zaratsu finishing, it just feels very unrefined, so that's my third gripe. But all in all, as you can imagine, after owning this watch for 5 years, I do enjoy it a lot, and I can definitely recommend this watch. In my opinion, the most iconic Grand Seiko watch ever made, and the watch that really started Grand Seiko internationally. So I hope you enjoyed my walkthrough after 5 years of ownership of the Grand Seiko SBGA211 Snowflake. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, it's a big help, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and I will see you very soon again. Thank you, bye.